AL for all these years with the DH. How do you feel about now having the DH over here, and how are you going to use it with the Padres?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, I would have said a couple years ago that I like the different styles of play, but there's so much angst when your pitcher's up there, and they're really not that many good hitting pitchers. You just worry about the injury component, whether it's swinging a bat, whether it's running, all those things. So I think it's kind of cool now, too, that the National League gets to see the DH. I was always a proponent of an interleague play that they should have flipped it, where in the American League ballparks, the pitcher should have hit, and in the National League ballparks, they get to see the DH, where, now the National League ballparks will all get to see the DH. It just depends on what this roster looks like at the end. So, we've handled it differently in other places I've been. We've had, when I was in Oakland, Chris Davis was primary DH because of the numbers that he put up. Other years that, we split it up some. I think it just depends on what the roster looks like, once we start the regular season.
Clevinger says he's ready to go. He looks good. What is your understanding? What's your intentions with Mike?
I was shocked to see how hard he was going at it. It looked like he was trying to pitch a game yesterday. One of the things we talked about in the meeting today was, all we can do is handle today. It's going to look and feel like you need to be rushed, but don't treat it that way. But, he's been pitching for a while here now, and he's grinding to get back, and you're always looking to see how guys are, went through this lockout and how they conditioned themselves and how they took care of themselves. He looks like he's ready to go.
Intention that he would be in the rotation?
I would expect that, yeah.
With some sort of limitation?
Again, we'll see how we get to the end of spring. We'll see. You know what? Based on maybe the lack of options at shortstop, I probably keep him mostly there. We only have 18 games here, and he's going to get to play in a lot of them, and kind of more target him as a shortstop.
Well, Chris Paddack, will he go in with a chance to make the rotation, and then you'll see how it works out?
Yeah, absolutely. And I want, there are a few spots, obviously, that are, kind of set in stone in the rotation, but you always want competition. There is going to be competition. I don't want him going in, or any of the guys that are competing for maybe the last spot thinking they have it. And I think it works well in spring training that you're fighting for something.
Who's set in stone?
Well, our first four, yeah. And we'll see how Snell's doing. I think he's going to be the last guy to throw to hitters.
So Snell's not among the first four?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Snell?
Yeah.
No, I think, some guys are just, take a little. I think his history is it takes him a little longer sometimes in spring training. There aren't any really physical ailments right now that are holding him back, but based on kind of how he's done things in the past leading into spring, maybe just a little bit behind, but probably not a ton. Oh, it's terrific. And like I said, I was really impressed by the fact that these guys were throwing their bullpens yesterday like they were competing against hitters. And with all the technology now, these guys are very well schooled. Every few pitches or so, you're looking for spin rates and how every pitch is working. And I was impressed by the fact that they're probably farther along in knowing some of these technology things than I am. So, they're taking it real seriously.
Any clue yet on what you're going to do with the closer, or is that still to be determined?
Yeah, it's going to take a while for that. Probably get through spring. And again, we'll see what the roster looks like at the end, because there could be some additions as we go along.
Sure.
Hey, Bob, I wanted to follow up on something that was reported last night. Did you guys get assurances from Tatis that his motorcycle riding days are over now?
I believe they are. I didn't bring that up specifically, but he's 22 years old. You have some fun, and I don't think anything was intentional here, but I think you learn from experiences, and I think this is one you'll learn from.
How are you hopeful that this will shape him moving forward and maybe alter his off-season approach, I guess?
I just met him. I just met him the other day, so I don't know him that well at this point, and I can't speculate how this is going to affect him going forward. I'll probably have a little better idea once I get to know him a little better.
Have you noticed any difference in the clubhouse today? I mean, had a shock of his injury kind of wore off, like, okay.
Look, one of the points I tried to make was, this isn't about one guy. We have a talented roster, and the point was, everybody who was in that room today, you look at rosters over the course of the season, they can be 40, 50, 60 players. So the message is, if you're in this room, you have a chance to be on our team at some point in time this year. So I don't want it to be about one guy. I don't want it to be about 26 guys. I want it to be about the entire organization. I think it becomes more powerful when more guys think that they're involved and they have a chance.
How different is this kind of routine for you, getting to know guys and having to do so in that compressed kind of straight calendar?
Can't force it. It's the hard part would have been just as much talking on the phone in the off season. The guard comes down when you're out on the field in uniform. That's when everybody feels comfortable. You form relationships really quickly that way. So I'm not trying to force it or press it. We have a lot of guys here. There are a lot of different places I want to be to watch and evaluate at the same time. So I'm not trying to get a lot of anxiety in trying to get to know every single guy right now. Guys have been great in coming to me and introducing themselves too. So just like kind of the message I gave them, don't force things right here. Let's just try to get it right on a particular day.